we all had the same opinion. It's like, good God, I wanted to hate this. I want to hate what they've done, but I love it. I really, really, really like this show. Now to talk about that good shit.
Arcane is the next thing we're going to be reviewing. Not the biggest League of Legends player, so all this was new to me. But the good thing is, you don't need to know shit about it. This show, like, definitely paints the picture and, like, takes you on a ride without knowing shit about it.
Now, I am a League of Legends player. And
did not know that until right now.
If you have mentioned this, but I will say that if you want to talk about how I went in with low expectations for Cowboy Bebop, I wanted no part of anything of any league, any show, and it's toxic. The community sucks. But the best part about League has always been the lore. And so a corner part of me has been like, when they don't retcon it for unnecessary reasons, the lore is pretty great. The lore and TFT are all you really need from League of Legends, to be honest. But
Kirby's asking already, did you cry?
No, I'm cry. Shut up. Save the questions for the end. But no, I'm kidding. No, but on the reals though, like I really wasn't expecting much. But I am a League of Legends fan. I still play TFT to this day, and I'll get an occasional game of League in. And let me tell you, after watching this show, I only wanted to play more League. But JJ, where are you coming from?
I knew nothing. And now watching it, I know even less. I know of League of Legends like secondhand. I've never actually played it, never been like into the fandom. Yeah. But I know several people, now you as well, that do play it and do talk about it. So I know like Jinx is the big character that everyone like cosplays.
Really?
At least in the sites that I
Jinx is a very popular character. So like I can just to give you guys some preface before you go into your first impressions. And actually, JJ, you get to start off before we kind of do our thing since you watched Guts episode 6. So I'll tell you the characters that are in the game, just so you know. And
are all the characters not in the game?
Not all of the characters that you're seeing. So like Vander's not in the game, and that's a first episode person. He's not in the game. But Vi and Jinx are. And I'm just gonna try and keep it because I don't want to. Actually, no, I don't. I feel like I can talk about character names. So Vi and Jinx are in the game. Jace is in the game. Caitlyn's in the game. Victor's in the game, but I wouldn't look into that just yet unless you want to be spoiled. And then I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. and the person from episode 7's in the game too. Very much in the game.
Okay.
Very popular character. And so there's a couple of others, but I don't want to spoil too much. So yeah, like those are the characters that are in the game, very prevalent, have been there. And I will say that I personally play a lot of Vi, and I've played a lot of Jinx. Jace and Victor have never interested me that much. They were kind of cookie cutter for what they were doing. This show does wonders for their characters. But yeah, so you get a lot of characters there, but you also have some characters who are main high priority characters in this show that are not in the game and are just background and or they're in some of the external lore as well. And so it's really awesome to see that kind of breathe into life.
Is the fat kid from episode 1 in it? By the way, I know certain names. I know V, I know Jinx, I know
Vi.
V. Yeah, I didn't recognize. I don't remember the names of the two kids from episode 1.
Milo and
Otis.
Clogger. It's Milo and Clogger.
I'm guessing Clogger is the fat kid.
Yes, of course. Does it sound like a fat name? And it's a fat kid. So that's just a little bit of a preface. But they do I will say, just from someone who's played League, they do a great job with these characters here, if not doing a better job than the lore and bringing it to life, because it's more of a prequel. Like, it's setting up the characters for where they are when you play them in the game.
I kind of want to ask, but it doesn't help. Like, because if this is a prequel, it's like, so what's the game about? Because whenever I see League of Legends, it's like, here's a map, here's your legend.
Oh, no, so check it. what you're playing, you're not getting story. All right.
I didn't even know there was a story. So all 150 something characters in League have a story. I thought there wasn't a story, by the way.
No, they each have stories, and it's really like they do a great job with their lore handling. It's just not something that's ever at the forefront of League. And so now that they're bringing it to the forefront, more people can see it. Y'all have a lot. Like I could tell you from a fan of League, there's a lot on the table that can be really cool. Like there's an entire. This is kind of not a spoiler, but there is like a place called Bilgewater, which is like it's like a pirate-based place.
That sounds awesome.
And it's the coolest locale because it has all of the champions who are like, yeah, I'm gonna look you in the eyes and then I'm gonna take your wallet like and fucking then blow you up. That's literally it. But that's getting besides the point. I was the one who pushed for, Arcane to also be included today because
you needed to pick me up.
Honestly, I watched it and I was astonished, but it's not for me to start off. JJ, what did you think?
I'm not finished with it. I'm the reason you didn't mention that character in episode 7 because I'm on episode 6. But what I've gotten through so far is really, really good. Like, I really enjoy the ride that it's taking you on, and I like that little sort of minor spoilers, but Vander's backstory and the other guy, what's his name, Silo or Silco, their backstory sort of gets retold with Jinx and Vi. Like I like that little dynamic where their history repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like first it was Vander and Silco, and now it's Vi and
I actually didn't catch that.
Oh, there's a lot of things. I'll tell you off air that are like when you realize you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, they brought this full circle. I was like, they do a good job with it. But sorry, continue. I didn't mean to stop you.
But yeah, no, I'm really eager to finish it, right, and get through the 4 whatever remaining episodes I have left, 3. But yeah, it's been a really fun ride so far. The animation's great. I love the look of it, like the sort of cell shaded kind of.
I was about to say, like, I don't think anything's done besides that. Done like this besides video game cutscenes.
No, I mean, I want to save for really want to harp it on when we get to like the good. Mm-hmm. But this animation is like, I don't like. If you had told me beforehand how they were going to handle it, I'd be like, I don't know how they're going to do that. When seeing it in action, it is the perfect thing for what it is, right? It breathes life into things that is impossible to.
It almost looks like Laika, the stop motion movies. It kind of looks like their stuff. Like if they ever went full Pixar and started making CG stuff, I imagine it would look kind of like this.
But sorry, Marco, what about you, man? Because you were able to get to the last 16 minutes, which don't worry, you're not too much.
I think I saw the last 16 minutes on TikTok, and I didn't know it was the last 16 minutes, but it's the last puzzle piece to what I'm not missing.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. But what about you? First impressions?
My first impression was like I didn't know what to expect. I kept going between like who's the audience for this? Is this for kids? Like is this actually for kids? And by kids, I'm just old. I meant like 14 through 16 in the way that it's like. No, I know it's not.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like. Can I preface that with that? So get past the first episode. If that is your thing, if you get to the first episode and you're like,
the first episode starts with them being war refugees in a way. So I didn't exactly know, but it was just one of those things where I was like, you have to set your expectations. That's where That's what I start with animation. Like when you watch Avatar, it's like. Who is this for? Well, it's for teenagers. 11 to 15 is the key demographic for that, I feel. But that means some of the jokes are going to scale like my cabbages, and that's why I was trying to gauge where it was. And then as it goes on, I was like, oh no. Like there's literally a sex scene in this show. So
Also magic.
Also, yeah, magic.
Magic happens during it. I mean, the moment itself is probably magical for the people involved, but
Hey, you know what? Shout out to them for representation. I got my chocolate vanilla swirl, baby.
That's one of the other things that I picked up, because you don't see a lot of colored people in fantasy in general.
Oh, dude. Thank the Lord. I was like, there's people of I have a minor gripe with, like, you know, the main cast showing for a while, and then they do me good. But yeah, like I'm seeing people from all strikes of life. In the first episode, you see, like they got transsexual individuals, but it's wild. Not to correct myself there, but like no, they got like trans people in there. It's wild.
No, so all that is just, it's building this narrative, and then it was like, all right, once I gauged it, I don't know why I have to take a specific gauge, but I do, and it was like, all right, I'm in. Let's see where it goes. I was really surprised that it takes a time jump in episode 2, because it's like, I'm just got introduced to these people, and you're going to change the setting halfway through. Oh, but it works. I see what they were doing. So it's weird that, like, overall, because you're saying this is a prequel, I'm like, so really at episode 1, it's a war before the war before the war. So it's like, it's a prequel to a prequel to the prequel in a way. When it starts off with episode 1, who Vander does not exist, being a refugee from a war that's just referenced once in a while. Like, yeah, it does start at a completely different point, which is probably good. Like, that actually gives credence to why Mortal Kombat started before the tournament. Like, we're gonna establish everything before it. So I'm glad that they do that, and I'm glad they gave every character a chance to get fleshed out by the time it ends, unless they die.
I didn't can't confirm or deny. I don't know, actually. I don't know what they're gonna do with this show. They change things up. But are you throwing it to me?
No, I was done, because it was I was like, I thought that was a somber note to be like, yep, there's death in this show.
Oh yeah, they ain't afraid. First impressions, like I said, I went in low. Was kind of neutral. And I legitimately will tell you, I made it through all 9 episodes. I talked to my other friends who play League, and they're like best friends I've grown up with, and we all had the same opinions. Like, good God, I wanted to hate this. I want to hate what they've done, but I love it. I really, really, really like this show. I think that the presentation, and before we go into the good things, I think the presentation's phenomenal, and I think that it makes me, it already kind of makes me frustrated, because it is going to be caught into the, it's animation, therefore children, even though it really, I don't know, they knew, because League of Legends' real audience is 20-something-year-olds. Like, that's kind of been their, if you're in 18, 20-year-old camp, like, that's really the demographic that continues to play League. It's the moneymakers, right? It's so to see and to understand and to, like, be able to, like, see how much life they were able to build, and to see that they were not holding back the budget at all is so awesome. And I think that that's the reason it worked so well, is because they were like, fuck it, give the money it deserves, give it like the time and attention it deserves, but also like, let's showcase our best things, because we can tell you from the League community, like, their cinematics and their story are just their strongest points. Most people are like, just make a League show and, you know, all the toxicity will be removed, and I think they did a good job there. So but I can't wait to go into things I loved.
Hey kids, are you hairy everywhere?
This has already started off wonderful. Did your parents not teach you how to shave, and you're lost at this stage of your life? Are you a grown man over the age of 25, still living in your mother's basement, a Smash player? All of these things apply to the product today.
We have the perfect tool for you here today. It's called Manscaped. You can use it as a Smash controller. You can use it. Yeah, go ahead and buy the Manscaped razors.
The Lawnmower 4.0.
The Lawnmower 4.0. You can at least know what the fuck the product is.
Buy the Lawnmower 4.0 when you need to shave your arms, play Smash, or I mean, I guess
It's also a light.
Oh, it's also a light in case when the powers go out here in Texas.
Right.
Next winter storm, we've got you.
Winter is coming, but I'll be ready.
Toss it this way. I got you. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. But jokes aside, we have the Lawnmower 4.0. It is actually pretty awesome. I've had the opportunity to leverage it. I want to say the last few weeks while I was traveling. I don't grow a lot of facial hair. I'm not like these two lovable mugs over here, but I grow enough to where I do have to shave pretty consistently. And so far, I haven't had a single issue with it. I'm a huge fan of the ball toner. And that spray smells fan-fucking-tastic.
Newsflash, we don't have it here on us, but Manscaped has a cologne now, and our promo code works on you. If you just want to smell good, cologne.
They have a lot of other products as well, not only in reference to, razors and shaves. The bag is also incredible. They do have a toiletry bag.
The Shed.
The toiletry bag itself
Toiletry bag is called the Shed.
Yes, the Shed.
I know the name of the product.
You have a computer in front of you.
No, Sam fucked it up last time.
Oh, got you. That's not fair. But if you want the opportunity to capitalize on a huge discount when it means 20% off, including free shipping, just go and check out Manscaped's website and make sure you use our promo code MEX20 and checkout. That gets you free shipping and 20% off, which is awesome for the holidays.
Say it one more time. Tell me to go to manscaped.com.
Go to manscaped.com. Use that MEX20. It directly supports us. And so even if you're not in the market for a razor for yourself, Christmas is around the corner. Get something for your family. Get something for us. That's perfectly fine. Get some underwear for your dirty ass balls. Just do something in order to make sure that you're in the Manscaped family too.
Your balls will thank you.
Dude, okay, now I can gush. The visuals are phenomenal, dude. Like, it's like eye candy the entire time. It's almost like watching a storybook. And like, I don't think there's ever been anything like you said. I don't think there's ever been anything like it, and it just burns into my head how good it is. And when they get to like, I mean, just positives. My favorite episode, visually speaking, is 7.
Same.
It's the best episode.
All right, I know what I'm doing now.
No,
it is.
When I get home.
I don't want to step on his toes too much, but 7 has my favorite fight scene out of the entire series.
And it's honestly the favorite thing I've seen for a minute in animation, dude. It is that entire. How they did it, dude, it was so cool.
That it flashes back. And we can say it without spoiling. It flashes back and gets stylized like a Run the Jewels video for a second.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And I mean, right. I just like. So if you want to know my favorite episode, it's 7 by a long mile. From start to finish, 7 is awesome.
I like that I didn't talk to you beforehand, and I've already agreed with you on Netflix twice. That episode of Squid Games, just stop there. It's the best one.
No, I mean, like, don't stop there in this one, but 7 is the best one. But you do get, so I think what, I think what the piece you haven't gotten really into is when they crank up the action portions. They get stupid in the 7 and 8. Because I think 8 has an incredible fight scene as well.
I know it's probably part of the lore, but I kind of don't like the fighting style, I guess is what you can say in 8.
Oh, it with what's going on?
Like the protagonist's weapons of choice. I was like,
That's been there from day one.
No, I understand,
okay, yeah.
But I was still like,
yeah.
I like so.
One thing with her is that I get it. I get where you're going.
Yeah.
But it is like her thing. So I guess that's one where I was like, because I actually like the way that they handled that fighting the entire time. It is a thing in the story. So I
get where it comes from, but it. After having 7, which is this hyper stylized, like everything about this is perfect, and then it's like,
I mean, it's hard for them. It's really hard for them to go like.
this is what I was just saying the other one. So we get this really stiff choreography in Cowboy Bebop that's like block, punch, block.
Oh, this one's fluid and smooth. And the people can, because guess what? It's animated. They can move in ways that are probably not possible for the human body.
It's totally possible. They can hire a stunt people.
They can. I know.
Yeah.
They don't do anything too wild. But and I'll actually get to why 7's even better after the show for you.
Yeah.
But because if you look into the character, it's actually even cooler. But but yeah, outside of that, the story itself, so this is not a spoiler, but this is a hint into my future. Like I do have issues on the story occasionally, but I think that overall, the villain is awesome. I think Silco is incredible because I love nuance in villains where, I mean, to be honest, at his core, he's very similar to Venom. He's just like, yo, like, I'm still, like, it's not that he's not for his people.
Yeah.
At all. It's not that. He's just like, hey, how we got to do this is different and our approaches are different, right? Like, I ain't going to kiss the feet of nobody. And, oh, man, they took one episode to make me fall in love with, like, Vander. And I was like, dude, off the rip, I'm like, this is an incredible character. The characterization is super, super strong. I mean, I really, like I'm saying, I think I have too many positives almost because I was just blown away in a lot of categories of things I was not expecting. And I do think that I'm trying to think like what my favorite like act. I think Act 3 is great. I think it closes out really strong. And then I think I honestly think it just continues to build. I think Act 2's probably story-wise the strongest, but I think that visually and just what they're trying to achieve, I really, really like what they did. But I'm going to get off my box. And JJ, what about you? What's been a standout for you?
The visuals, definitely. But also the story. Like, I'm really digging this whole lore background stuff that's going on. Granted, I don't know where it's going. Like, because
I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, so I'd probably enjoy it even more if I did. So
I don't. Well, and I was about to say, like, usually that kind of hurts it, but TJ is all crazy about it, so obviously it helps
because they're changing enough.
Yeah.
Well, all right, cool. But yeah, no, the writing's really, really solid on this, and so is like. I'm not gonna harp on the animation more than you did, but like it's really pretty to look at. Like
it's hard not to. Dude. It's like like it's really pretty.
The one thing I will say is I'm not a huge fan of the Imagination Dragons.
So we haven't gotten to the negatives.
I'm gonna start off worst parts by just saying I hate the other kid, the not Clogger. And I know that's a really weird gripe, but still, I hate everything about that kid.
Milo?
Yeah.
He wasn't there for that long.
Because he was unnecessarily bratty. Like,
I mean,
obviously you need someone like that, but usually that character sticks around and it's like...
he has a redemption arc.
He has a redemption or he gets owned by the person that is going to the Sith. I think JJ's already started the trend towards it. The soundtrack is lacking sometimes.
Man, I
mean, I just saw episode 6, or maybe it was episode 5. I don't know, but I purposely skipped the intro for this, right? Not to,
my enemy. You don't like that? Come
on. Nah. Imagination Dragons had one good song, and they've been replaying it ever since.
So if you don't know, League of Legends and Imagine Dragons go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not kidding you. The shit, they like the Imagine Dragons a lot.
Right. And
so don't worry.
The intro. And then in the middle of episode 6 or whatever, not only do they replay the song, they fucking show up like they're a cameo. Like,
yeah, baby. You don't love that?
No, not a fan.
It does play into tropes sometimes, and that can be a little irritating, but not enough to derate, like pull me away from the show. More so to where I'm like, all right, y'all guys gotta do a little more here. And then
I think that might be due to the source material, because the characters have to fit into an archetype in this type of game. So
I mean, I would say on that note, some of the side characters are kind of like, but I think they're supposed to be a little
I think
I like the Fishman.
there's some like that haven't really gotten their shine. Just my bad, I missed a big one, Heimerdinger's one. I like Heimerdinger, but they haven't really done much with him just yet. But to be honest, yeah, like when Imagine Dragons is your worst trait for me,
yeah, no,
that's a win. Take us off in ratings if you
go for it.
This is a 10 out of 10. To be honest, I now sitting here, and I don't give those ever actually. When was the last one I gave a 10 out of 10? I don't remember.
Did you give a 10 out of 10?
Squid Game, I think. Maybe.
We never reviewed Squid Games.
Yeah, we did. You weren't there, remember?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, we did. And I think I gave that a 9, maybe. 9 or 9.5.
Give it to Judas or...
Oh, yeah, probably Judas. I think I gave it to Judas and One Night in Miami. But yeah, this is a 10 out of 10. I literally, as I just said, when Imagine Dragons is your worst trait, you're doing fine. And the fact that it got me, who genuinely was reluctant to watch the show, it took someone being like, dude, for reals, give it a shot.
I think you're the only reason I watched this show.
And yeah, it takes people being like, dude, give it a shot. I know it's not in your camp normally, but it's really good. And that was like after the first 3 episodes, someone told me that, and I was like, all right, I'll do it whenever I get back from vacation. And I watched it like this. And then I advocated for it to be on the show because I found it so compelling. I think they made me give a shit about characters I never gave a shit about. It elevates League's story in a lot of different ways. And it only boosts my excitement for the fighting game they're making, because that's
making a fighting game out of this.
Oh, well, not out of this. They're making a fighting game out of League characters already.
That sounds cool.
And
making an MMO.
That's why I was kind of confused about. So this is about League of Legends, top level thing, and I'm like, and all I'm seeing is really cool hand-to-hand combat. I was like,
so they're making a fight. So League of Legends does have a bunch of different avenues now, right? And all this gets me excited for is a spoiler alert. Season 2's been announced, so yes, there will be more. But I want to see. So can I? I'll fantasize after.
Go for it.
No, I'll fantasize after y'all guys give your ratings. But I'll tell you what I want from a season 2.
Well, Kirby's asking. I feel like this is a good point to ask you. Is this one of the highest rating you'd give the first season of an animation?
Yeah. Oh, easy. I don't. It's very rare I give a 10 out of 10 to a first season. It's very rare I give a 10 out of 10 period.
I think the only thing that compares.
Only other.
Because usually first seasons are bad, even in animation. So I think the only one that compares is Gravity Falls.
Like if I'm thinking
maybe Rick and Morty.
if I'm thinking about anime in general, One Punch Man is amazing first season.
Yeah, that's true.
I would put anime in a different category because they only get one season sometimes.
That's true. Okay,
because that's like saying Cowboy Bebop is great, and it's like there's only one.
That doesn't count, right? Okay. Yeah. If we're talking about just animation, oh, dude, you want to talk about a first season 10 out of 10? Come back to me with that. That's how little I give them out. And the last animated thing I give a 10 out of 10 to might have been Into the Spider-Verse, but that's not. Don't hold the gun to my. Oh no, JJK. I gave JJK a 10 out of 10. I love JJK, but that's an anime. That's not even animation. Fuck it. Animation is Into the Spider-Verse, but I'll gush on what I hope for season 2 to be, and maybe get y'all's excitement up a little bit more. Then, JJ, with your 6 episodes, where you landed, buddy?
I'm gonna land on a 9 because I haven't finished it. So. But, yeah, what I've seen so far is really, really good. I'm really digging this. To answer his... No, that's an anime too. Damn it, yeah. Because I would say Demon Slayer Season 1 solid, bro. Like, what?
Anime's a little different.
But, yeah. Yeah, I can't think of... Well, it's because for one thing, a show like this, right, and a serialized anime... or animation like action show is really rare stateside. Like that's why me and TJ are kind of going like, anime. Yes, of course.
Listen, we have plenty over here.
Is it better than Avatar season 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's more.
I forgot how many seasons Avatar was, but it does start
3.
slow. It took me a while to get into it.
I don't get twisted. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I think I kind of didn't care until I met Toph. Like, you know, it's just aligns the better stories happen at about that arc, but it was just before I was like, nothing of this is you were missing Toph the entire time.
And I also still think that this is made for a bit more of a mature audience, so I can probably resonate with it a little bit more at my current mindset. Avatar has a lot of nostalgia.
I'm going to give it probably the lowest ranking as an 8.5, but it's really good. I just think that it's going to get better. Like, I can kind of already...
You can't fault it for that.
No. Well, music's really important to me. I feel like some of the characters are also at times kind of like...
I already know season 2 is going to be worse because we're going to get more imagination dragons.
Oh, that's definitely going to be the case. Just so you know, more IDs are coming.
BoJack Horseman season 1, so that would count that. But the issue, by that is because this kind of compares unfairly to Game of Thrones in a way where it's like everything is building to more action. Like, the reason Game of Thrones season 3 is like the all-star or the third book is because all the action was building to the action that you get in the third season. And that's why I'm faulting it a little bit. It's because I need to see the rest of it play out. I thought I missed something, and then I just read like on Wikipedia like what the last sentence was, and I was like, no, I actually saw that scene.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so we're just getting more. And that's why I'm like, this just... The drums are still coming up. Like, the bass line is still hitting. Like, this is still building to more story. And that's why it's an 8.5. It's not that it's bad. It's that I know there's more coming. Like, I need to see how it plays out. You left me hanging in the middle of a story.